Hey, everybody. Welcome to another special episode of the Seller Club podcast. We've got an amazing guest in the studio with us today, and she is going to
drop that beat.
Yeah. Drop that beat. Life first, that's the recipe. Travel dreams and flexibility. Seller Club, come ride with me. The vibes only, that's the energy.
Hello, Sarah.
Hi,
Sarah.
Hi.
Welcome to the clubhouse.
Thanks for having me. So excited to be here with two friends.
I know, it's so fun. I was so excited when you said yes to our little invitation to jump on the show with us today. So tell us really quick, just introduce yourself for those who might not know you, and also tell us like where you are in the world right now.
Like location-wise? Or
Yeah.
like in my life?
You know what?
One's going to be a quick story. One's going to be a little bit... No, my name is Sarah from Sarah Ahr LLC. I have been selling for profit for 20 plus years, which is crazy because I'm not that old. But I started upcycling, so taking things and turning them into something new. And then I went to reselling probably about 10 years ago, just directly doing it. I've been everything from a full-time 6-figure seller speaking at eBay Open, Posh Fest, to not listing anything for 3 years and still selling daily sales, to now I am currently selling to fund our travel. So very much a side hustle, probably 2 to 10 hours a week during the school year. And then in the summer, I have not worked literally. Just shipping things. I haven't listed.
Right.
Listing any of that. And I'm in Denver Metro.
Awesome.
Okay, Denver. And for context, you said school. Obviously you got kids. How many kids?
Yes, 4. Ranging from 9 to 20.
Okay.
And I homeschool my youngest one. So
okay.
That's kind of where the drop off of not listening for 3 years. When you guys know this.
Right.
Yeah.
But we kind of had to pull him out of school and change how our life was set up.
Yeah.
My life is more flexible. So I scaled back reselling to homeschool him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but we're 3 years into that. So this past school year, I've been able to kind of do a little bit more with it, but not to where I was before at all.
Okay.
Yeah, well, like you said, it's super part-time now, and I love it. Like, knowing you for a few years and seeing your story and seeing things evolve, I really admire how you've been able to just make your business fit into your life and work for you and not feel like, well, I don't know how you feel about it, but it seems like, you have no bones about that. You're just like, well, it's life first, business second. And I think that's really cool. And I think it's kind of hard to lead that way sometimes for people who are like entrepreneurial, right? It's like we all get excited about our business and want to focus really hard on it. But and not that you're not focusing, I feel like you're just the queen of like data and optimization. So you have like this skill set that makes you maybe more able than some to do that really well.
Yeah, and I think, for the people that are listening, one thing that I really admire about Sarah is a lot of people say, like, I do this for my family, I do this for our family, for, to do something with the family. And a lot of times it's actually backwards. People actually make their family fit to how they're running their business. But what I've seen throughout the years, what you've done, and that's what I'm saying, one thing I admire about you is you actually have created the business fit to your family goals, which is really important. So simple to say, but it's hard to do in practice. So I think that's one of the things that I'm excited about, that we can dive in a little bit more to talk about that. And
speaking of children,
hey,
exactly, coming in asking me questions.
No, and I think that's, we keep it real here. We keep it real. We get dogs, we get cats, we get children, we get everybody.
That's true.
And then my dog just jumped in too.
Yeah.
No, I think to both of your guys' points, like what you see is on social media, and so obviously it's not always the true
It's not
story.
the whole story, but it's cool to see.
Yeah.
I have tried very hard to fit it in. It is difficult when you're an entrepreneur and you've built this 6-figure business to be like, okay, no, I'm not going to do it anymore. I put all this hard work in. So like emotionally, mentally, for a business owner, that part is very much a struggle. But when me and my partner got married, we set up our life for one income. So even when I was working in corporate America, we built our life on one income, so that we had that flexibility to do it. the job that I have now is just the one that's more flexible. And so I kind of have to be a little bit more fluid in that. And my personality is definitely a lot more flexible. And personality, I've had like 7, 8 careers over lifetime. You kind of just do what works and make it work. But it is definitely hard mentally, emotionally when you built something and work so hard at it. But to your point, like I very much do it for my family. And so me being able to pull my kid out to homeschool and getting him in a really good place 3 years later.
Yeah.
That's why I do it.
I was just thinking that, like, so this is year 3. Have you felt like that has worked better and better year over year?
Oh, 100%.
Awesome.
It was absolutely the right decision.
Yeah.
He's doing so much better. And he does like a hybrid program. So he's gone 2 days a week, which now I'm like, okay, I finally feel like I can breathe.
Yeah.
And those 2 days I can like actually start reselling again. The first 2 years, it was just chaos because we pulled him.
Oh, yeah. It's a huge adjustment, right? You're kind of trying to get back to baseline and then go from there, right? So
and figuring it out. I hadn't planned.
Yeah.
So I was like,
right.
I mean, it's an education, but it's
totally different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Math, not a first grader how to read. So yeah, I had to like go in and figure out what works for him. And I mean, it took a while to get it.
Yeah.
In place. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. And so now you just said your business primarily funds your travel. And so that's a cool part of getting to homeschool also, right? Is that these are all like fun educational opportunities and or just fun vacations. But like, tell me about your travel and what have you been able to cover like in 2026? I feel like you're always like saving for the next one. So yeah. It's so fun.
So last year I started getting back into this and we were like, okay, where do we want this to go? And I love to travel. And now that I have a homeschooler, now that's only one of my kids is homeschooled. So
yes.
We can't travel all the time. But also I don't mind pulling kids out every once in a while for an educational trip.
Yeah, for sure.
All summer. So last year I bought a pop-up camper with money from reselling, which has totally allowed us, and we live in Colorado, so huge camping state. That's allowed us to add at least 6 or 7 vacations this year just via camping because
it's so fun.
You're
it's built in, like you have it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you have to pay for a campsite a couple of bucks, or you can find free ones, but it makes it so much cheaper. We just got back from Costa Rica, which was paid for from reselling, which
awesome.
Was highly recommend.
Okay.
It was definitely a top vacation for us. And then we've had, I think I've planned 10 trips so far this year.
Oh my gosh.
That's just through the summer too. And my husband's like, we're not traveling in the fall. And I was like,
You're like, not yet, but
not yet. Yeah, it's not planned yet.
I know. Well, I mean, that's interesting though, because being able to travel and like kind of having the opportunity, but also the means through reselling to do that like so many times in one year, even if you did take a little breather, because I don't know, God forbid you just get sick of traveling every once in a while. No, never.
I won't. Me and my youngest son love to travel. We would do it all the time. My daughter and my husband are more homebodies.
Yes.
And then my older ones are like maybe once a year.
Yeah.
Okay. They can fend for themselves. They can.
Yeah.
Right. At that point. But like, would you just start saving for like a bigger trip at that point if you had to like take a breather, but you're going to continue reselling?
I mean, that's kind of the plan right now because we don't have anything planned for the fall. We have a big trip for next spring break that we're wanting to do.
Ooh, nice.
That's going to be, so I do a lot on my social media on like how to save money and because we're resellers, right? Like,
yeah, of course. We have some frugal bones in our bodies for the most part.
Right.
Yeah.
But this next trip is like, okay, it's going to cost us thousands of dollars just to get there. And we're going to want to see things. And so, so it might, just be taking.
All right. That's it. I'm switching my business model. I'm going to go travel.
I know.
On a social media.
Well, I was just thinking,
I have a partner who it makes a full-time, like makes the income, right? Like, and yours is your guys' income, right?
Yeah. Me and my wife. So, which is, it's cool because, we are at a point that we can hire somebody. We're just stubborn that we don't want to hire somebody.
Stubborn and picky.
Yeah, but also it's like
as you should be.
Yeah, and selfishly, that's why we kind of want to have these conversations with other resellers. I think Anna could agree that we are having me specifically, my what was that?
Your third life crisis.
And ever since
We're both 36 this year, so
yeah, so ever since
time.
Oh, you guys are young.
Yeah, right.
So ever since our Berlin trip, I've just pretty much just bugged Anna. I was like, what if I just sell everything? What if I just quit? What if I just change a career path? What if I and just listening to different people's perspectives, especially yours. I love to travel, and the quote that I keep saying is like, we've built the business bigger and bigger, but I've traveled less and less, and I'm like, that's not.
That doesn't drive anymore.
Right. So
Yeah.
so that our theme for this year is basically maintaining. So we're gonna maintain, and we've took every weekend off pretty much the last 3 months, and it's been refreshing. So hopefully, with your inspiration, we're going back to the Philippines soon. So that's the travel, and I don't have any plans. So we're gonna be a spontaneous trip. So
yeah,
so
that'll be your
excited.
kickoff.
I think the hard part about reselling is to take time off. You can't, like, it's hard for it to keep going if you're not physically there, unless you have someone else that can ship for you.
Right.
Yeah.
For you. I have a virtual assistant who is literally the only reason I was still making daily sales when I didn't list for 3 years.
Yeah.
And she's like 100% kept my business going when I haven't been doing things.
Right.
But when I take vacation, I'm not shipping.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is the hard part. A lot of things that we've scheduled honestly have been like long weekends because if you're not having to take time off, right?
Yeah.
Take time off, you can still like
You
maybe
can still have extended handling time. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I was just thinking, I'm sure there's people listening to this episode who are like, oh my gosh, Sarah's living my dream life. How do I do this? So can you tell us a little bit? Well, give us like the rundown on didn't list anything new for 3 years, but kept making daily sales. And then also like what logistically happens when you travel and where are you selling to? Like, what are your platforms?
Yeah. So I'm on Poshmark and eBay. They're about neck and neck right now. Poshmark did something, I don't know, but I'll take it.
I've been hearing that from a lot of people. Yeah.
I think because I got a new CEO a couple years last year, maybe. I don't know. I've been paying attention, and I think they've kind of done things.
They have traffic that we can't see.
Yeah, and there was a huge thing at the beginning of the year, and I got stuck in it where they were like kicking people off the platform and like.
Yes, I was watching your updates about that because I was just getting into listing on there, and I was like, oh no, am I gonna get suspended right away? But
yeah.
It never happened.
It's fine now, but I think it actually weeded out a lot of the
bad act.
Yeah, which probably needed to happen.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I agree with you on that point.
Okay, so I'm on Poshmark and eBay. Now I forget the questions.
Oh, it's okay.
Tangent. How I did sales for 3 years. Okay.
Yes.
So we decided to bring my son home. It was like a quick, like, this is happening.
Yeah.
I intentionally like made a plan for Poshmark and eBay. I literally just stopped doing it. But I had a VA. So what she essentially did, quick highlight of what happened in those 3 years. She would go through and end listings. And I had her make listings completely new. So not like sell similar, which I still would do. But she would end it, make it completely new and change up to 5 things. So I wasn't listing anything new, but something I'd had for 3 years, maybe it was in the wrong category, or maybe the pricing needed to be changed, or the pictures could be better because it had been a couple of years. So that probably was the biggest thing that kept me going. And then I always run sales because it gives you more exposure, even if it's just 5% when people click on that little, the left hand.
Yeah, filters.
Filters. Thank you. I'm out of like the lingo. Any of those filters that you can have, I always have a coupon. I had a newsletter set up. I like a lot of things that I was doing regularly, and then I just had set up while I was
just automated them.
Yeah, and so I mean, I wasn't having tons of sales. I also had almost 2,000 items.
Right.
And so like I couldn't maintain it forever.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it dwindles down over time.
Yeah,
but...
I'm down to about half now.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was nice. I wasn't making $1 zillion.
Right.
And it was any offer that I got. I'm like, this inventory's 3 years old now. I haven't listed it.
Right.
Bye.
You want to pay $2? Like, whatever, get it out. I mean, so that was like the biggest thing for that. And then was there another question?
Let's see. The 3 years. Oh, like when you actually travel, do you turn your store off? Do you have extended handling time? Like, what do you do?
Yeah. So unfortunately, Poshmark has more restrictions now. I didn't used to do anything on there because you never got in trouble if you did any.
Right,
Like,
Yes.
I would just not ship for a week.
And then they just ask you, "Are you gonna ship
Are you
this?"
planning
And
on
just say,
shipping this
"Yes, I'll
thing?"
ship."
Right.
Yeah.
And I would actually, depending on what kind of vacation we do, if I had service and was thinking about it, if I made a sale, I would send the buyer a message and say, hey, I'm on vacation. I'll ship in whatever. And they're
Okay.
usually like, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine,
Now
whatever.
Poshmark is kind of having a bit more restrictions.
Mhm.
So like we were in Costa Rica for a week. I put it on sale, or I put it on hold for a week. If I'd been paying attention on other vacations, like a day or two before we come back, I'll take it off.
Yeah.
I'm always nervous though that like we're gonna miss a flight or something. So
Yeah.
I usually do it like a day after just in
Yeah.
case. eBay, I put it on hold while I'm gone, but you can still accept sales.
Right.
Yeah.
And I usually have a sale, and my VA is still doing all her normal things while I'm
Awesome.
on vacation. So I don't make as many sales as I normally would on eBay. But I still I came back to 8 or 10 sales when I was gone
Okay.
on vacation.
And
Yeah.
and being an analytics person, have you found that what the VA is doing, the refreshing the listing, even though you're not adding a lot, I mean, new inventories because it's a new listing, which is basically a new item ID, has it hold? Did your traffic just stay kind of like consistent because of these strategies?
I mean, it was like a slow decline.
Okay.
Yeah.
But not abrupt if you didn't do anything.
Right.
Right.
And I think it's because like I'm not listing anything new, and so what she is relisting is making it better, but it still is something that hasn't sold in 3 years. So it's
Right.
still not anything.
It's getting a better shot, but it's not necessarily a better
Right.
item.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly. So it was like a steady decline, and my sales were like a steady decline. Like you can definitely see if you look at my analytics.
Right.
Yeah.
it stopped.
Yeah.
But it didn't directly like just plummet off.
Yeah, because
Right.
usually, I mean, even when I've done that before, it just halts, right? Like I would have, a $50,000 month to like a $10,000 month if I haven't listed for 2 months. Like
Yeah.
it would like break like that, and whenever you list again, it would just ramp it back up. So, but I've adapted the sell similar strategy. I do it quarterly now, and it has. We're hoping that it's gonna be better this summer for that.
I mean, I do sell similar regularly, like just a regular listing. And
Yeah.
am I allowed to say?
No, you're
things?
good.
Okay. I use Nifty
Yeah.
if you want a discount code.
Oh, yes. All the plugs. We want everyone to follow you, see what you're doing, use
Right.
your links, like for sure.
I was doing it manually, and then I started using Nifty when I started getting back into reselling, and I was like, oh, this is a new tool. Like,
Yeah.
And they will automatically do it for you where it ends it and sell similar on Poshmark and on eBay. And I've been doing that, and I think that definitely has helped. When I started doing that, that brought my traffic back up.
Yeah.
Doing it, and then I think it depends too, Ken, on what you sell, and maybe this has changed since the last time we've really talked. But you sell like really hot ticket items that are going quick. Mine are like slower through, so like mine tapered off slowly. I think
Yeah.
the inventory that I have.
Yeah, I would say, but over time, right? Like the hot ticket item is not as hot as what it used to be, especially within the sneakers, right? I'm a sneaker seller, but I actually sell more in quantity by count. I sell more apparel now. And
He's
again,
into fashion, Sarah.
yeah, and
Can you believe that?
yeah, and yeah, so if eBay promotes sneakers again, not me, I'm just joking. But
The poster child of sneakers.
yeah, I've definitely experienced the kind of like the long tail style of apparel because there's a lot of seasonality, right? Like, but I've combated it by buying by season, if that makes sense. Like, so right now, like, I mean, I've dragged Anna multiple times to help me buy shorts during
That's
winter
true.
time. During winter time,
Like
it doesn't make
hundreds
sense. Everybody loves you at
shorts.
the store. As a matter of fact, we just found like 2 garbage bags full of shorts that
That you
I thought
hadn't
was
listed.
garbage. Yeah, I had it listed.
So
So
you better get those listed.
yeah, so that's kind of like, I totally understand. I mean, which I know for a fact that platforms, there's just a black hole, right? Like, well, it doesn't make sense that there's that one listing that gets 0 views the last 30 days, and then the next listing that you listed at the same time gets 50 to 100. And I'm like, no, but the way you're doing it, it alleviates and it eliminates those possibilities, which is I'm a big fan of.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and I think too, so when I started listing again too, so it was like around the beginning of the school year, probably August or September, which is probably when I was talking to you, Anne. I was like,
Yeah.
life together before we like, let me figure out how this is going to work when I get. But it probably like it was a slow upbuild when I was listing again, but it wasn't like, oh, I listed this week and I've made 50 more sales. It probably took 2 or 3 months for me to have a small, because the stuff that I'm listing is not selling that same day. It's probably in 2 or 3 months from being listed, because I don't sell.
Yeah.
I've gotten into linens actually more.
Yeah.
It does sell a little bit faster, but not like any.
Yeah. Not like flying off the shelf.
Yeah.
I will say, like, everyone listening should go to your store, because I got one of my favorite shirts of all time from you. From your store like years ago.
You didn't tell me I was going to ship, and I was like, oh, this is Anna. Why didn't she tell me she
I don't know, but I love it. I still have it. Yeah, so that's just reminding me that I need to go shop your store as well, because you do find really great stuff. And so, like, last time or like the most recently that you've been sourcing, how have you been sourcing?
Oh, this is interesting, because I used to I'm like not a typical reseller. I actually hate sourcing. See guys,
Resellers are not all about sourcing.
That's right.
I know. I would manage someone's store in a heartbeat over like all of the sourcing and
Send
stuff.
in your applications.
Yeah. Because that's what I like. I like the data, the analytics, the sell similar, the figuring it out.
Totally.
So in years past, I've done everything from thrifting at thrift stores to pallets to having someone source for me and send it to me. And because now going into it, our thrift stores are getting outrageous. I can't find anything.
Like high prices, crappy inventory, all of the above?
All of it.
Okay.
A lot of people are shopping there more, so there's not great inventory. And because people are shopping there more, they can charge $10 for a pair of jeans, which is great for them.
Yeah, not great
user,
for reselling.
User,
right, which is fine. So I actually started selling. I changed my sourcing strategy to sourcing the bins, which I haven't usually done in the past.
Yeah.
Because it's so low cost, and I don't have a ton of time, and I don't have a ton of like, I want to make money. When I was building my 6-figure, everything I was making, I was turning around, I was putting back into business and building it up. No, I want a vacation.
You're like, I need the profits to work for me now, not to just reinvest.
Right. Which means, the bins. And then what I've been doing too, which is, it's time. But when my kids in enrichment, that's something that I do have a little bit of. I'll shop the bins, and I'll specifically shop things to sell to Play-Dohs and Once Upon a Child.
Oh, cool.
And so I'm not making a ton of money there, but I'm already at the bin. So I'm not spending more
You might as well.
If I see stuff. And so it's actually been paying off my bins trip, so that what I'm listing on eBay and Poshmark is pure profit.
It's like free and clear.
And then I'm usually making, I don't know, between I think my last bag, and I take like 3 or 4 times, I think I spent like $30 at the bins on it, and I'm up to $120 on it.
Yeah.
And it's not, I'm just dropping it out. There's one, and it's close to me. This isn't a great strategy for everybody, but there's one close to me. I just dropped another bag off today.
Yeah.
But I've already dropped off 3 times. And
try again.
Yeah, it's not a ton of money, but like for us for vacations, I'm like that $120 was 3 meals for us in
100%. Well, and I love how creative you are. Like, and again, you can see your analytical mind at work, which I love so much.
Oh, I have a whole spreadsheet for it if you want to see it.
Yes.
Again, please follow Sarah. She has so many great resources, and also, like, not for nothing, I love that how much you share on social media. You were also like pretty hardcore reseller educator for a while. So are you just doing less of that and more just sharing your personal journey? Like, and incidentally, when you have something to share like that, like, hey, I have this resource, everyone grab it. Like, how does that part fit in for you?
Yeah. I mean, I was educating a lot on like data and analytics. And full disclosure, I was selling a spreadsheet. So a lot of it was
promoting it, of course.
But then also teaching people how to look at like analytics on eBay and stuff.
Definitely.
I don't have as much time to do that. And it didn't make, with my time, it's not worth my time to spend on that. When I was doing it before, it was worth my time. And I also am not doing YouTube as much, and it's harder to do it, I feel like,
Yeah.
on Instagram. And it's kind of just transitioned into like what I'm doing now. And what I'm doing now is, I mean, I still kind of look at the analytics and I already know that, but it is sourcing to fund travel. And so
Yeah.
this is where you'll probably see most of my Instagram being travel.
Which is awesome. I think it's cool. Like, I think you and Ken are in a similar boat of like figuring out maintenance, you know, like what is, like, we were just having this conversation recently about how like maintenance is not like maintenance is the goal, right? It's not just like some subpar like way to exist below growth. It's like, no, the actual goal is maintenance so you can like have these other priorities in your life. And I just think it's cool. I love watching how you kind of fit things together. So are you planning to ramp your sourcing up some more from kind of what it is now? Or like, how do you feel about like the next 1 year of reselling? What do you see for yourself?
I have zero plans. It's
I like that.
Ken's like, music to my ears.
I'm just like, another confirmation. Yes.
Well, I mean, but
no.
Full disclosure, I am not the full-time income for our
I mean,
right. So
yeah,
that's a whole different aspect that I can take on that.
Right, and I tell that to people, right? Like, it's just the life you build around it, right? Like, I purposely didn't buy a Lamborghini that way I don't have to work more hours, right? So
you thought about it though.
I've thought about it, but it didn't make sense. But no, like, because you know the what you've created, right? Even if it's a full-time income, and I've always told this to people, like, you know, you need an income to survive, and I've kind of like pretty much figured out the number, and I've just been exceeding it ever since. And I'm just like, wait, what's the point of the excess if I don't have more time? And I tell people, it's like, you know what, like, it would be fun to like go work at Ross or at Burlington, and it's just like, because if I have that and have my eBay income, like, I'd feel really rich.
Yeah.
Well,
And not
as you guys are getting older and pushing on the 40, it's like, are you working to live or are you living to work? And as we're building a business, you are living to work.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. You got it.
Which is what you have to do, and that's how you build a successful. But then once you get it there, you're gonna have to have other people do it, or you're gonna have to get to a point where you can do like 3 months of income and then take a month off.
Right. I mean, that's kind of like the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to really build up the inventory to a point where it could sustain you at a short burst. I mean, you know, not a 6-month vacation, but to a point where
maybe a 5-month vacation.
Yeah, my ultimate goal was to have $1 million store, and then it could just trickle down. And then actually to get there with the kind of inventory that we have, it would take more space, and then that's just added more expense. So what if I scale the quantity down and then control the average selling price per item, and it fits, right? So it's like, that's kind of like why we bought this house. That goal fits our basement. So we're at like, you know, 70% capacity of our basement. And I'm fine being there. And it's just like, I don't need a new car every year, you know, like those are the things that, but a vacation would be nice. A new travel, you know, like we talk about going to Japan. We're talking about my wife wants to go to Scotland. I don't know why.
I want to go to Scotland.
She saw,
I'll go with her.
Have you seen that series about Scotland?
Outlander?
Yes. Ever since she saw that one, she wanted to go to Scotland. I was like, babe, like, we might have to do a little bit more digging deep on what's there. I mean, besides grass and
a bunch
mountains.
of my a bunch of my ancestors are there, so I will go and give you a graveyard tour. My family members.
That's not my last thing I want to do on a vacation.
It's gonna be the most beautiful graveyard you've ever seen.
It'll be peaceful for sure. It'll be a peaceful vacation.
So a little existential moment.
No, and you know, like, again, going back to the original point, it's like really create. You know, there's so much noise, right? Especially with social media, there's so much noise that goes about like the hustle culture, and I'm gonna say it. I was part of it, and that's how it got me here. But eventually, I've said there's gonna be different seasons, and then now I just lean more to like, you know, I want to have a traveling lifestyle, and I want to be able to do other things, right? So
you're completely against hiring someone else? Because if you can have someone else
No,
working,
I actually have hired
like,
people. No,
that's
no. Yeah, so I actually have somebody that we're training, so it's her second week now, and she's
okay.
doing amazing. And this will be our first basically month off that our store is going to be running while we're gone.
Like running
Oh,
like normal
Yeah,
because she'll be
so
shipping and everything.
yeah, like
oh,
so
if you can get that to work, then you're just making money and she's doing all the work.
yeah.
That's the dream.
Yeah, so and then eventually she starts listing, and then I
Then
can
it's
be
game
my
over.
I can be my own VA, right? Like in wherever I am in the world, I'm the VA that lists it and puts it live
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So eventually, yes, that is it. That
It's
is it.
life
And then
beyond hustle culture.
yeah, it's just
Well, I mean, it is a
yeah.
dream, and it is like all these people that have different businesses and are bringing incomes from different places.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They build it up and get
Right.
it to a place where someone else can maintain
And
it
hand it
Yeah.
over.
and hand it off, and then they're
Yeah.
just making money off of it.
Totally.
So
Well, I love that. I think, one thing, I don't know, that kind of struck me about your situation, Sarah, is that like you're saying, well, we don't depend on this income for like our bills or whatever, right? Like your husband has a full-time income, then you built your life around that, which was really wise to do like from the outset. But I think there are a lot of other resellers who maybe want to change things up. They want to be in maintenance mode, but the only thing stopping them, like maybe they also don't depend on that income in a full-time business kind of way or whatever, or like it's not their single income, but like the sunk cost fallacy of like I spent so much effort building this up is what stops them, right?
Yeah.
So like
And giving over, I think you mentioned this once too earlier with Ken. It's giving over the control and
Yeah.
nitpicking it. I don't know the right word for it, but like
yeah.
it's not, if someone else doing it, it's not going to be perfect.
It's not
Although
gonna
my
be-
virtual assistant is better than I am now because she's been doing it for
Yeah.
people
Well,
will
with
ask me how
with
she was-
experience, right? I think with experience, and some
Yeah.
people just, and that's what me and JC talked about. She's not gonna be as fast as we are, but
Yeah.
if it's done right and the numbers line up, don't matter, right? Like
Yeah,
I just,
right.
like I would,
and she'll get there, right?
right?
If you
Yeah,
put
she
in
gotta
time.
get better. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I trained my virtual assistant from the beginning. She was like some random, she had no experience on eBay. And so it took her a while to
Right.
get there, but she's been with me for 5 or 6 years now.
Yeah.
And it was like she was working 40 hours a week and now she works 5 hours.
Right.
And she's kind of done this whole
Yeah.
flow with me. And it's 100% the only reason that I was still making sales because
Right.
I was not doing anything for 3 years except for shipping.
Yeah. I did that for 1 year, not even really on purpose. It was just the year that I moved across the country and trying to like get life set up after that and, figure out how I wanted to run my business here and all this stuff. I really didn't list anything new for a whole year. And I saw that same kind of a slow decline.
Mhm.
I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure I didn't really know about Selling Similar yet. Like, and how that changed, at that time, like how it changed the kind of I don't know, newness of the listing to the algorithm and all that. So I probably wasn't doing that. So I just saw it, slowly declining. But by the end of that year, boy, I was panicking because I was like, okay, I got to start
Well,
listing
yeah,
stuff
by
again.
The end of my 3rd year was
Yeah.
like definitely
Yeah.
but then I decided I would start doing it again, and it's kind of
Yeah.
steadily increased again. But if I have time to source, I think at one point you would ask like, what's your sourcing? And
Yeah.
I probably will not source at all this summer.
Yeah.
My kids, my little ones are 9 and 11, and they are awesome. They're so fun to like be
Yeah.
with.
You're like, I'm busy hanging out with
Yeah,
them.
I want to go to the pool with them. I want to go to the museum. Like I don't.
Yeah.
And we've built our life that I don't have to. I don't
Yeah.
want to be stressed out and source.
I know. And you don't even like sourcing. So
yeah,
just another example of how you get to spend your time according to your values instead
Right.
of being a slave to your own business, which is
Yeah.
great.
Right. But when I was building my business and I was a 6-figure seller, I was working during the summer. I was working.
Yeah.
I think I ramped up like right during COVID. So I was homeschooling kids during COVID at home, and it was pure chaotic. It was, I was working all night, and I mean, you had to build up, you had to put that in. And now
Yeah.
I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't want that out of the business right now.
Right.
I
And
wanna-
yet, like, that work is still carrying you now, which is so cool. I mean, that was the thing I was so grateful for, even when I was panicking after a year of not listing new stuff, because I was like, oh my gosh, like, we made it. You know, all the deferred income from the work that I already did actually did what I was hoping it would do, and it like got us through this really difficult season, right? Like that's
Which
so
is the
rewarding.
amazing thing about reselling and social media.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't really get paid on Instagram unless you get like
Right. The other things, the
market like
bonuses.
brand things. But
Yeah.
YouTube, like I mean, I don't bring in that much money on YouTube anymore. I haven't made a video in like 4 years. But I am still like you're still getting paid for videos that I made 5-6 years ago
Yeah.
on YouTube. There's very few jobs in 3 years. Like I didn't work for 3 years. I shipped items. It takes me 2 minutes to ship an item,
Yep.
Right.
and I was bringing in thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Like
It's pretty awesome.
because of all of the work. And I want like for some people to be like, because I'll post stuff on social media and they're like, oh, how do I get there? And I'm like, well, you have to work 80 hours a week in the beginning
Yeah.
to get there. But then it did hold me over because I had systems in place. I was able to find my inventory. I had inventory that would sell. I know sell similar.
Right.
I know, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't
Yeah.
just like, oh, I started reselling today and I'm making thousands of dollars.
Right. But
shipping.
you know, also like all of that stays with you. And even though things change a little over time, platforms change a little over time, like if you wanted to ramp up tomorrow, like you already have great systems in place. You already
Yeah.
have a really solid VA. You already know like what it takes, right, to do that. So
It's very easy to kind of
yeah.
take it for what it is. It's a
Yeah.
which is why I've done it for so long because I don't love sourcing, right? Most
Yeah.
people are like I love sourcing and then I'll figure out the rest.
Mhm.
I ultimately do it because it's a great way to make extra money.
Yeah.
Right,
and there's
right.
so much waste in the world too that it's
There
like,
is so much, yeah.
Mhm.
so helpful to help with that and then be able to have these systems in place and
Yeah.
be able to spend 3 hours when my kid's at school and then not source again for a month.
Yeah.
It's so much money.
It's such a win-win, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to ask you if you could describe like your reselling situation, let's call it. Your reselling situation in like 3 words. What would the 3 words be?
Oh my God, Anna. I'm not
I
a
know. I'm putting you all the way on the
a
spot.
formula for it.
Oh, formula. Hey,
You
hey,
you could submit a
good.
formula. That's
Yeah.
just as good as 3 words.
Delta over no
Mine. Yeah. Listing over sourcing
yeah,
plus shipping.
right, equals constant money. Yeah, I'm not. I probably can't do 3 words, but it's just like
Okay.
Are there any specific words coming to mind? This doesn't have to be
no,
3.
I'm not really a word. I'm terrible with words.
You're like, no, I really want to give you a formula. I meant
yeah.
that.
I mean, it's mostly just like go with the flow. Oh, that's 4.
Boom! You just did it.
With
You
the
did. You
flow.
just
With the
overachieved
flow.
my
With
assignment.
the flow. There you go. With
Yeah.
the flow.
With the flow.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
love it. That was perfect, Sarah.
It's a
No.
nice skill set to have, and I'm using it when I have extra time to fund our vacations.
No.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think I was gonna refer back to when you said about systems. When you create systems, you master a system, that anything you push through it is gonna achieve a result, a desirable result, no matter what it is. And that's why I think when you say reselling, it's easily not when what it reminds me of. It's actually kind of like a a factory conveyor belt that an input becomes a nice output at the
Yeah.
end. That it's not about. That's why I hated being called a sneaker reseller because I was never about the shoes. I just love it. Just happened. I love shoes.
Yeah.
And
So
then
then you knew what to buy and what to.
right, it just it was just my edge, right? But now I'm buying. I know free people. Like I know I've never
I
right.
know.
Like come on, I never knew that.
And it's so
Patagonia.
learnable too, right? It's
Huh?
so learnable. It's so learnable.
So
It's
learnable,
Yeah.
right? Like
really-
Patagonia, so every time I think Patagonia, I could see Sarah rocking it going to Colorado, parks
On a
and
camping
everything
trip,
like that.
yeah.
Oh, one
Yeah,
hundred-
that and Liz, rocking it in the snow in Colorado. So
Yeah.
no, so I think that's what you said is such a great skill. And that's
Mhm.
why I keep telling everybody that I've run into that works part-time for us. I was like, dude, like it's not gonna be a lot of money in the beginning, but once you start seeing the input and then what you could add value to it. So
Mhm.
basically how I see it is like I'm making a local available product and make it available internationally. I was like, what kind of like world do you live in that you could do that? Of course, because you can have a labor job, it doesn't really expand anymore because you're limited in your hours. So I truly believe like the system that you have built is giving you a lot of confidence that you can go with the flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And I think so. People ask all the time, what brands, like, what should you pick up? And I'm like, that doesn't matter. I mean,
Right.
it does, obviously, but
Right.
like, it's completely learnable. Start with
Right.
what you know. Like, you can look up data
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
What's going to take you from point A to point B and making money is building those systems
Yeah.
and putting the effort into that. Anyone can
100%.
go to the bins and find stuff, but if you don't have systems that you're actually going to do,
Yeah.
and when you get systems that are like second clockwork and it takes you 2 seconds to ship,
Yeah.
you're willing to do it.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
actually have items downstairs that need to be listed now that I'm thinking about it. I bought like a month ago.
Yeah.
But and then like summer break happened.
Yeah.
But there's probably 30 of them, and because I have systems for how I take pictures and list and ship
Right.
and put away, it'll take me 45 minutes to
Right.
take pictures for all of them. And
Yeah.
so it's not like I literally just forgot they were down there because we've been
Yeah.
so busy. But it's not like a lot of resellers that buy so much stuff and then put it in a death pile and don't want to do it, because
Right.
if you have those systems, you just push it through.
Yeah, you just put it through. I know. That reminds me of my mentors who I say raised me, the Scavenger Life podcast. They would say it like, we just find cool junk, we shove it in one end of the pipeline, and cash comes out the other end. It's like,
Exactly. And if you
all
can
the
figure out
magic
the
happens in
pipeline-
there. Yeah.
But
So-
that's where most of the reselling happens, and that's why I think a lot of resellers get bogged down.
Yeah.
Right. So
Right.
for resellers that have a really strict, robust system, what would be your advice for somebody that's listening that that needs to create that system, that that don't have one? It's just their system is go with the flow, which is actually not a really good system.
I'm allowed to go with the flow now because I have them.
Yes.
Exactly.
So I think I did a mentorship with Daily Refinement many years ago, and I don't. He's not on eBay anymore.
Right.
It's a whole nother thing.
Right.
But and that's what he honed in on the whole time. He was like, anyone can be a reseller, and we went through and not fixed, but like came up with the best systems for me, and that's what like leveled me up to 6 figures. And I think in all of that time, the biggest thing that helps is to time yourself.
Yes, that is
and
so helpful.
if you can time yourself, try a new process, do it from a data perspective, like 3 to 10 times and get an average. But if you can improve a process 30 seconds, it doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're taking photos of 100 items and you're improving it by 30 seconds, that's more time you can source for people who like to source.
Yeah. Right.
Or time
so-
off.
Or whatever
time
else,
off.
right? Yeah.
I think, and this isn't possible for everybody, and I know that now that I don't have my own office, but if you can have things set up as well as possible, like if you have to take pictures, you have to like take something from here and then go over here and get this, and then when you're wasting a half an hour just getting your listing set up, you're never going to want to do it.
Yeah.
Even if you're adding time to it. So even if like mine is all in the corner of our basement now, I don't have a nice, beautiful Photoshop place anymore, but it is all down there, and I've got it down to where it takes me 2.5 minutes to get it all set up and ready to go.
So basically what you're saying, figuring out the efficiency of your system, and because you could, I guess, predict, right? Like if I have 10 items to list, that's whatever times 3, that's 30 minutes of my time, right? And then you could allocate that. Okay, if you got babies, somebody's taking a nap at 30 minutes, I got this, knock it out.
Yeah.
So you're not like, I don't know how long this is gonna take, because a lot of times people get better over time, and then they disqualify that skill level that they've upgraded, and they still think that 100 items will take them all day to do.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, they don't know that they've gotten so better. They're like, no, you can knock it down in a few
and
hours.
then they're not planning their time accordingly,
Yeah.
and then if you think it's something that's going to take you all day to do, you're probably not really going to ever want to do that.
No.
Right. You'll just dread it, and
nothing's fun doing it all day.
Yeah. Keep building up your death pile.
And I think it helps. I mean, probably mostly for me, because I'm not huge on the sourcing part, so I don't get attached to anything really. Everything for me is like $signs,
Okay.
right? But I think when you can
I love that.
detach from it, because oftentimes in talking with resellers, what I see is like, oh, I'm so excited about this piece. I come home and I list this right away. And all the other stuff that I bought that I was kind of excited about at
You're
the
like,
thrift store.
yeah.
And then, so if you just like, I mean, when I was doing it full time, it was like everything was on a rack. It was listed. It was ready to go. I had no idea what I was going to be shipping, or no idea what I was going to be taking photos of that day, listing that day. It was all just a process, right?
Yeah, right. Well, Ken used to have a rule of everything has to get listed within 24 hours. So it's like, no matter what, you know, how excited you are or not. Yeah.
I said, yeah, we'll sleep later. We'll list now. That was our first rule of business in our first 3 years. And that's what, that's why we say, like, anybody can build a business just by working 24/7 for 3 years.
Right, which is true.
That's
but
all
then,
you have to do.
How do you get it to the point where then you can live?
Right. And at that point, so then you figure out what are the things that you don't have to do anymore, or you've gotten better at, you've gotten more efficient at. And also too is like finding the things that you should not buy anymore. I think that's a huge thing, right? Like what not to buy. I get excited about newer brands because I haven't touched it. So yeah, I think that's a really great confirmation about systems.
Well, and I think too, the thing with systems is what allows you to be able to have someone else do it. If you don't have a system, you can't teach someone else how to do it.
That's true.
Yeah, and that's just one more like bottleneck, right?
Yeah. Especially from you trying to live a life beyond what you're already doing, or just being overwhelmed by. I think that's one of the things that we've done now, that we've been pretty good at putting location, but we realized that it's like, crap, this was I totally remember this day that I basically said, babe, we'll skew it later, we'll figure out where it is, just
famous
put it in that
words.
box.
No.
And that was the famous last words. And
No.
JC and our assistant has been at it for a week now, still going through. I've gone through 1,000 poly bags already this week.
So that is one of the other tips, if you're just starting to do everything and come up with, like, because that is the worst, selling something that you cannot find. Not only
takes so much time,
but it wastes so much time.
Yeah.
Like
it does.
And Poshmark now, you get in trouble if you can't.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think my Poshmark has had more vacation than I am this year. Because I've been suspended that many times.
You're like, you know what? Just shut her down. Just shut her down.
Yeah.
I mean, I was getting back-to-back suspended there for a minute too, which was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It, which was my thing.
Yeah. So again, that's a great tip to call out. That make sure it's polybag, have a designated location, and then I think that just, again, like thinking about, like, okay, you want to have a life, okay, you want to have assistant, but what if your assistant can't find where you put it?
Right.
Now I'm paying somebody to run around the basement and not, find it.
Oh, it's infuriating enough when it's your own time.
Right, but especially now you're paying somebody, it's even more, because now I have to go, JC has to go. Now there's 3 of us looking for a $30 item. I'm like, no.
But if you cancel it, then you're like at risk for like being, because you're like, okay, $30, whatever. Like, I'll just cancel.
Yeah.
But you can't, because
I can't.
Yeah, then
especially with eBay, right? Especially with eBay is such a, So no, I think that's a really good call out.
Oh my gosh. Well, Sarah, how is it for you right now to just be like talking shop with us? Like,
I was literally just thinking that, because back in the day, me and Anna used to do a podcast probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago.
That was we were the first year,
so
right? We
ago.
were the first year. Weren't we the first year at eBay Open
I
in
think
person?
so. 2022?
Yeah.
It was a while. Yeah. It was like people were taking COVID tests every morning.
Yes. That was
crazy. That was us. That was us.
Yeah.
That was us.
And so, like, we were doing this all the time, and so I was literally just sitting here thinking how I haven't actually talked. Like, I talked to my partner, and he's listened to me talk long enough. He knows what I'm talking about.
He knows what's up. Yeah.
But I don't know that I've actually talked reselling with. I've gone to a couple eBay meetups, I guess. So I've talked there.
Right.
Yeah.
But it is like, interesting to talk shop with people because now I'm like, oh, I should go get those items listed, and I'm not going to do it.
So
My babies are
You
home
had
and
the
ready to do
impulse.
something fun. But it is interesting to like be back in this world and kind of talk, and it doesn't go away, right? Like that's the nice thing about it is you just have
yeah,
it.
so I guess
Yes.
selfishly, based on how you've had a conversation with me, our first time meeting, have Ken grown up and now just been more refined? Give me an evaluation.
Oh, 100%.
He wants a grade.
Oh, not
100%.
oh, 100, yeah, 100%. But not like, I mean, that just happens.
Right.
And
Yeah.
we're definitely
Hopefully.
in the household culture.
Right.
But I think that's what it takes to build a business.
Right.
You have to
Right.
be able to
Right.
put your all time and money back into the business. But I
Yes.
think it's great to watch the evolution, right? Like that's what you did, and now you're kind
Right.
of like, oh, I put all this work into it. Now,
Yeah.
how can we enjoy
Right.
all of that time?
Right. Like the rocket has to blast off at first. And it's also great, you know, if you can and you're excited about it, like that's such an exciting time in your life and in your business. Like, you know,
Yeah.
you don't have to hold back, but I think
Yeah.
it's just it is interesting now that we're all, you know, okay, we're several years into this. I know for Ken and I, it's like over 9 years at this point. And so, of course, things change, right? And there's different rhythms and there's different seasons. And, you know, I will die on the hill that the beautiful thing about running a business like this is the flexibility to, like, go with the flow, right?
Yeah.
With the flow. That is
100%.
such a gift, and I love it. And I will never get sick of that part.
When I stopped sourcing to to homeschool, there was quite a few times that I was like, I'm selling it all. I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm very grateful. At that point, my mental capacity just could not
Oh, yeah.
anything else.
That was like a hard shift.
Yeah, and it wasn't expected either. Like it wasn't like, okay, I'm planning on homeschooling in 6 months. Let me like figure it out. It was
Right.
like
Right now, today. Here
we're
we go.
pulling him out of school and then we'll figure it out. Like
Yeah, right.
and so I debated many times of getting rid of it because I really wasn't doing it and my mental capacity wasn't there. But I'm glad that I didn't because it has been able to shift us now into this selling for vacations and kind of giving us that life that we want to live in, going on more vacations and even just like other things that it's giving us money to be able to do. And it's so flexible. You can't, I sub at the kids' school on my days off too, which is like guaranteed money. But you can't make the amount of time that you spend reselling, if you know what you're doing and you have your systems in place,
Yeah.
the flexibility. I mean, I can work 3 to 15 hours a week on my schedule.
Yeah. It's
Like, you can't
real
get a
hard to beat that.
job. Yeah, you can't get a part-time job like that. And if I'm like, oh, we're going to Japan next, in 6 months, I could put more effort in and crank it up. Where if I go work at Target or, I mean, nothing against Target. If I go work a part-time job anywhere,
Right.
you can't do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you run out of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the schedule, like you have to work around their schedule. I can
Yeah.
do this when the kids go to bed. I can do
Right.
it. I mean, my kids don't nap
Yeah.
anymore, but I can do it whenever.
Yeah. Well, if anybody wants to follow along with you, to be jealous or inspired or some combination of those things, how can they find you?
Sarah Styles LLC, literally everywhere. I'm most active on Instagram. So if you find me, I have a podcast, I have a YouTube, all of the things I have, I don't ever do any of them anymore. But if you want to learn about what I was doing, 10 years ago,
The
and
building phase. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, so much of it is pretty evergreen,
Right.
And
That's why your videos are still popping.
Yeah. Well, and data and analytics. So if you didn't know
Yeah.
me before, I focus a lot on teaching how to do data and analytics. And while eBay has changed how they look a little bit, it's probably all still pretty relevant.
Right. Still understanding traffic and all that jazz, still the same.
Right. I feel like it's the concepts that people like really, you got to really like understand the concepts in order to know what you're looking at. And you're really good at making that understandable to people.
Right. But I'm mostly on Instagram. But to Anna's point, I'm hoping it's inspiring because I show a lot of like budgeting because we are doing it off of this thrifting income and it's not a ton.
Yeah.
So showing ways that we can travel with a family and still be able to travel and not spend $10,000-$20,000 on a big vacation.
Right. It's like have a great experience, spend the money where it matters, and here's a bunch of frugal ways to do the rest of it so that it's just not an issue. It's more of just focus on why you're there and what you're doing together and not worry about the budget as much.
Right. Which is like a mindset that we kind of made a mindset change this year. I was like, we want to travel more. How can we change our mindset? Like, oh, we can just buy groceries in a different location.
Right.
We're not spending any more money.
Yeah.
We're just buying groceries.
Right. We would be buying groceries if we were at home. So
yeah, right. Just making little or camping, little adjustments like that. So I do share a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't make people
awesome.
jealous. I hope
No.
Oh, they should. I mean, it should. I mean,
listen.
some way.
they should be.
I mean,
I think
who knows?
getting...
I might have an RV in my driveway pretty soon.
Do it. We're trying to hit all 50 states, which camping is allowing us to do because flying everywhere is
insane. And like, jealousy is a mirror. So if you are watching Sarah's stories and feeling jealous, like tend to that,
Yeah,
like,
see some.
Like the therapist in Anna comes out.
I'm just saying, the therapist in Anna, who also hasn't been on an actual vacation in like 4 years, but I'm not jealous when I see your stuff. I'm happy for you, and I'm like excited. Also, I love seeing like the budget breakdown of stuff too, of like it makes it really like seem attainable, right? Mm-hmm. I just need to like actually plan a vacation. I've been on trips, but not vacation. So
I will gladly. I mean, we'll see if this happens, but I love the planning part of it.
Ooh.
That I'm thinking on the horizon, it may be like headed that direction.
Interesting.
But I have some people that are like, oh my God, I love all your vacations. I just don't have the capacity or the skill to plan. And I love it. Especially when you're like, I only have this amount of money. And I'm like, ooh.
You're like, oh, challenge accepted.
Even better.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. Like, I can find you all kinds of cheap free. Yeah. Although it depends on how you travel. Because sometimes my partner is like, Sarah, I'm not sure this is safe. And I'm like, the locals do it. It's fine.
It's literally fine. That is so awesome. Yeah, you have to have an immersive experience. So
yeah, exactly.
I'm a big fan of doing what the locals do as well. But,
you do so much more that way for sure.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, I hope that we get to vacation with you someday. But until then, thank you so much for like busting out your reseller hat, talking shop with us, talking summer with us too, because you've been going on vacations all year, but for a lot of people, this is the time where they go somewhere. And I just think you obviously have great insight all the time, but you have some great insight and a great example to share for like what that can look like as a reseller and how to like really put your money where your values are, right?
Yeah.
And your time, like.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Sarah, and hope to talk to you again, circle back later, and maybe tell my story and how I've been vacationing as well. So
yeah, I can't wait to see all the vacations. Post them.
Sure. Yeah. So we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Baby, we just go with the flow. Yeah. Hey. Work hard, put the time in. Long nights, perfect timing. Now it's pool days and sunshine. Passport stamps on my mind. Built it up so I could breathe. Not chasing what I used to need. Funny how the dream can change. Still grateful every day. Slow down. Take your time. Everything don't need tonight. Go with the flow. Enjoy the ride. Love the people right by your side. One more trip, one more road. Baby, we just go with the flow. Good vibes, peace of mind. Everything happens in its own time. One more laugh, one more show. Baby, we just go with the flow.
Summer breaking memories. Kids laughing endlessly. No pressure, no race to run. Just enjoying what we've become.
Some days work and some days play. Some days drift away. Life moves better when you know when to stop and let things grow.
Yeah, used to chase it every night. Now we living life right. Costa Rica flights, campfire nights, pool days with the kids. That's the life we built. Systems run the business while we just chill. No stress, no rush, no fear,
No pressure,
just love
and good people around.